Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have one of the greatest aquatic battles one could ever think of. The largest crocodile of the modern day, the saltwater crocodile, going up against one of the most successful predators of the seven seas, the great white shark. Which one will come out on top? Let's find out. The salty is the heaviest reptile alive today. The average size of these crocs are impressive as they are able to grow over 5 meters in length and 450 kilograms in weight. Using the largest known salty being low long, we can even get these giants up to 6.17 meters in length and over 1000 kilograms in weight. And with this size comes a lot of power. These crocs can tear a rope with the force on a gap of more than 8 tons. They're able to tow small boats and even overcome large animals such as stallions, adult buffaloes, and gazelles. Even the smaller Nile crocodile can take down young giraffes on occasion. Adult males can withstand heavy blunt forces from headbutts and bites from other crocodiles. They're able to also take on collisions with cars, and their skin is so thick that they are able to withstand low caliber firearms. As for the great white shark, it is the largest predatory shark in the world. And what I mean is, unlike the whale shark or the basking shark, these sharks hunt big game. White sharks grow to an average size of 4.9 meters in length and a weight of 600 kilograms. But of course, that's just the average. The largest white shark is assumed to be deep blue, which is estimated to reach 6.1 meters in length and 2,200 kilograms in weight. Although it does seem that these estimates from the deep blue come when it was close to giving birth, which may have increased her weight. Not only this, but her size has been revised over and over again. It's more likely she'd be around 1,700 to 2,000 kilograms. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise that these sharks would be packed with power, as they are capable of denting and breaking apart metal cages that divers enter in. They are also durable enough to take on bites from other great whites, as well as even being able to survive attacks from orcas, which as we know are the top dogs of any ecosystem that they inhabit. So overall, they're both units. No normal creature would want to mess with them. Onto speed, I've got to say that despite these predators being massive, they're still able to move at speeds which are more than impressive. But water crocs aren't the fastest animals, which shouldn't be surprising since their hunting strategy is that of being an ambush predator, waiting by the surface of the water and then attacking, rather than being a pursuit predator. However, they are still able to achieve speeds of 24 to 29 kilometers per hour in short bursts. And though they aren't too fast, they're still quite agile. This is thanks to their lateral structure, which contributes to their remarkable agility and efficiency in water. They're able to turn around on a dime, and trust me when I say you wouldn't want to be caught between those jaws. Great white sharks, on the other hand, have to do quite a bit more moving when hunting, and hence they have evolved to be quite quick. Again, in short bursts, these sharks can reach 50 kilometers per hour. This is a solid speed when rushing at an animal to take it by surprise and inflict a sudden and fatal bite. White sharks are also agile predators, which isn't surprising as they have to catch seals. Their streamlined body and powerful tail greatly assist in their quick turns. Yet they are a bit more of a girthy animal, so they're not as agile as compared to some others. Now we're on to weaponry, and trust me when I say both of these predators are kitted out when it comes to their jaws. And I mean, come on, do we even need to talk about the saltwater crocodile? These reptiles are known to have the strongest bite recorded out of all the animals today. They're able to produce a bite of around 16,460 newtons, which is absolutely bone shattering. Their sharp peg-like teeth are well suited to seize and tightly grip prey, and once they have a hold of their prey, they rarely let go. And we also can't forget about their signature move, this being the death roll. The crocodile will grab onto its prey with its powerful jaws, then rapidly spin its body, using its muscular tail as the primary propulsive force. This spinning motion can disorient or incapacitate the prey, making it easier for the crocodile to tear chunks of flesh and ultimately consume its meal. This could prove quite helpful when trying to take out the fins of the shark. There is also the possibility that crocs understand to use their tails as weapons, as it has been noted that salties have used their tails to knock macaques into the water. Meanwhile, great whites still have a powerful bite, but their damage doesn't quite come from their bite force. White sharks have a bit of a reliability issue as there hasn't been proper measurements of their bites compared to salties. Some may bring up the 2008 study led by Stephen Rowe, which indicated a bite of 18,216 newtons, which would be far above the salty. However, in this regenerative study, they used a shark that would be around 3 tons. Not sure why they did this, but the more reliable weights that we're using the shark at the moment would have meant the shark would have had a lower bite force compared to the crocodile. Though despite having a weaker bite force, they make up for it in other areas, this being their tooth design as well as their sudden impact. Great whites possess rows of serrated teeth positioned behind their primary ones. These are prepared to replace any teeth that are damaged during combat. During a bite, the shark vigorously shakes its head from side to side, aiding in the already serrated teeth in sawing off substantial pieces of flesh. Also, for certain prey objects such as seals, these sharks often sneak up before rushing at them and delivering a critical bite that would either one-shot them or have them bleeding out quickly. Just with the sudden impact alone, it can generate a force equal to half of that of their own body weight. So clearly, there's a bit of differences and similarities when it comes to their fighting styles. But moving to intelligence, I think that this might be one of the most downplayed areas for both of these animals. Often people think that since they're not mammals, they can't really be that intelligent, but I'm here to say that both are equally as impressive. Salties are often thought to be one of the smartest, if not the smartest, crocodilian, as they have a larger brain to body ratio compared to others like the American alligator. Studies have shown that saltwater crocodiles are highly skilled hunters, being capable of planning and problem solving. They display complex social behaviors such as cooperative hunting and communication through vocalization and body language. A 2015 study by Vladimir Dinets suggests that crocodiles are capable of coordination and collaboration in hunting. The same Vladimir also investigated that gators and crocs are aware of their camouflage and are intelligent enough to use sticks on their heads to increase their camouflage or as a lure for birds. There have also been sightings of salties using their leftover fish to lure birds, but there's a debate whether or not this is purposeful behavior or coincidental. White sharks are also equally intelligent. This makes sense considering on its menu includes intelligent animals such as whales, seals, and dolphins. Additionally, great whites demonstrate learning behaviors such as remembering hunting grounds and recognizing patterns in prey behavior. They exhibit complex social behaviors including dominance hierarchies and communication through body language. They aren't purely aggressive creatures, instead being inquisitive and cautious. Great whites particularly often take part in exploratory bites where they're just figuring out if an object is food or not. Marine biologist Alison Nock has made over 500 journeys investigating white sharks' behavior. She suggested that great whites only attack in the hour after dawn, as they understand that sunlight means that seals have an easier time spotting them. Some have even learned to get bait from fishermen and scientists alike without being tagged. It's also been noted multiple times that when orcas are in an area or when they attack and kill a shark, many will vacate the area for months at a time. This shows an innate intelligence in itself, as they are capable of understanding danger and to flee from such. As for senses, the saltwater crocodile is pretty set out. A crocodilian sense of touch is concentrated in a series of small pigmented domes that dot their skin all over their body, particularly their jaws. These spots contain a concentrated collection of touch sensors that make them even more sensitive to pressure and vibrations than a human fingertip. Their vision is a bit less precise than humans, but it comes with the trade-off of having greater vision during nighttime. Their nictitating membrane also allows them to see underwater, although it is still blurry. As for the great white, what is one thing said more than anything else? That they can smell blood from kilometers away. Great white's brains have dedicated over 2/3 of it to smell. This makes sense as the light doesn't travel through water so well, so eyesight isn't necessarily a top priority. We also can't forget about the shark's special receptors located around its head that detect electrical fields. These receptors are so effective that they can help a shark find prey under sand just by detecting its heartbeat. Also, when they go in for a bite, their eyes perform ocular rotation, which moves them to the back of their head to protect them, although this does rid the shark's vision while this occurs. Finally, we're onto our last category, this being battle intelligence. The saltwater crocodile is an experienced and hardy predator, one that faces a variety of prey and competitors alike. When we take a look at its populations in Australia, there isn't a big number of competitors nor prey options, the largest of which would have to be the water buffalo, which can weigh over a ton. Also, salties have been observed hunting and eating bull sharks as well as a number of other species. Normally in these situations, the croc does have quite the size advantage as well as being in its own territory, but it still shows that crocodiles have experience in taking down sharks. Even fishermen throughout the years have claimed that salties will actively hunt numerous shark species, including the aggressive tiger and bull sharks. This just about tracks, as salties are one of the most aggressive crocodilians in the world. If we move up to Asia, there have been instances of these crocs taking on the region's top predators. This includes the skilled Indian leopard and Bengal tiger. There's even a report of a smaller crocodile weighing only 600 pounds successfully hunting a tiger weighing 500 pounds. We also can't forget that these crocs most often combat each other, taking bites from their own powerful jaws and living to see another day. So clearly crocs are experienced and skilled fighters. Looking at the great white, we can instantly note that they are highly experienced and skilled predators just by looking at the number of organisms which it has to take on. These predators often hunt agile and intelligent sea lions as well as dolphins, this being no easy feat. In 2020, marine biologists Sasha Dines and Enrico Gennari even published a journal article of supposed pack behavior where two sharks took down a juvenile humpback whale. Although I think it's a bit generous to say pack behavior, as the first shark swam away when the larger one arrived. As well as this, the humpback whale was entangled in mesh, so it couldn't move nor defend itself well. The only issue is there's not as many documented cases of shark-on-shark combat, but of course this occurs. There have been numerous photos of sharks with apparent scarring along their bodies, tails and head or shark carcasses which have washed ashore with clear injuries from other great whites. This shows that great whites do occasionally have conflicts between each other, which can escalate from their typical behaviours. White sharks also have survived orca encounters, and to survive one of those is no easy feat. But we've gone through all formalities. Who's the winner of this battle? Well, let's go through what each of them takes. The saltwater crocodile takes length, armor, endurance, agility, fight force, battle intelligence, and aggression. The great white shark takes weight, girth, strength, speed, stamina, bite effectiveness, senses, and water breathing. And for intelligence, I have them around equal. So don't get me wrong, both of these creatures are capable predators, but only one can come out on top. The environment which will set these two will be an open ocean, and I think a major advantage for the shark is its speed and weight. With such force behind its attack, it can cause quite significant internal as well as external injuries. Though I do think the armor of the crocodile would provide us some important protection. I mean, even at worst, we've seen crocodiles time and time again to survive even with significant injuries, with lost legs, missing tails, as well as significantly missing portions of their jaw. Salters can also give out critical damage by taking out the shark's fins and tails, which we can expect them to somewhat know considering they do hunt sharks. Although to be frank, it is limited to those areas as white sharks have a particularly thick build and hence crocs would find it very difficult to get a bite elsewhere. I also think people tend to underestimate how long salters can hold their breath. These creatures can hold their breath underwater passively from 1 to 8 hours. Their heartbeat also slows quite significantly, which could actually mean that the shark would have a more difficult time pinpointing it. Now yes, when they do engage in combat underwater, the crocodile would expend oxygen much quicker, as well as their heart rate would increase. But a battle between these two won't go longer than maybe 30 minutes, so I do think it has enough oxygen in the tank to keep it going. I also think it's quite strange that people think salters would just leave their soft underbelly open mid-fight and then the shark would end it there. But here are the 3 scenarios which I'll answer. One where they're equal weights, the second where we'll have them at average weights, and then the last one where they'll be at their largest reliable weights. For equal weights, I think I'd give the salty the win. Without the massive weight advantage, the shark won't be able to bully it quite as hard. The croc's armor would also prove to be more effective as it wouldn't have to withstand heavy blows from a 2-ton shark. Its experience in hunting sharks as well as its bite and death roll would all be a deadly combination. I imagine it's likely that the croc would be able to take its fins out quite quickly, especially with that agility. If this is successful, then it would critically immobilize the shark. Although this wouldn't be an easy fight by any means, the salty would come out severely lacerated, maybe with missing arms, possibly with missing parts of its side and tail. Although I do think that in this scenario, the salty would win 55 to 60% of the time. As for average weights, we would have a 450 kg salty against a 600 kg great white shark, and I think this would be very close. Though the smaller crocodile would receive a greater advantage in agility, it has the major issue of the shark being 33% heavier, and I think in this situation, the shark would outlast the salty in terms of pure stamina. At worst, it could back up and then rush the saltwater crocodile, delivering a heavy blow, and since it has a weight advantage, it would be much more of an impactful attack. Also, with the great white's greater size, the crocodile would have a more difficult time getting its jaws around it. For this situation, I give the great white shark a win rate of 65 to 70%. And finally, the largest reliable weights. I think here is where the salty would struggle the most, as the great white would have nearly a ton on the croc. This weight difference would be simply too much. I mean, the size alone, mixed with the shark having greater sensory capabilities underwater, would give the shark the edge. I'd say the largest reliable sizes of the great white would win 75% of the time. Clearly, as big of a croc fan as I am, I do think that the pure weight and speed of the white shark is too big of a factor to overlook, especially in an open ocean. I think the great white shark would win this fight at a high to extreme difficulty, and if it sustains significant damage to its fins, tail or gills, it would likely succumb to its injuries. As always though, it's tough. But I think the great white shark would win more times than not, with the win rate of 70% of the time. I do want to preface that an ocean environment gives the home advantage to the great white shark. If it was in a more advantageous environment, such as in shallow water, then I think the salty would win 70% of the time due to the shark having a limited maneuverability. But that's how these fights go when the animal is not from the same environment. Everything simply matters, and a slight change can be the difference from victory to loss. But now we've reached the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.